And I was kind of thinking that we're talking about like cycles, like when you're in the first few years of your business, the actions and strategies you pick, those are the cycles that you really can't buy back. Once you're in, you've spent that time or money. And so just wondering what you think going into the AWS route at the early days cost you in time and momentum. Perhaps, like you said, you've got a founding sales led team, but the AWS requires all that heavy handed time. Did you lose time on what could have got you more direct customers? What do you think might have been a lost cycle here?
I mean, certainly there was lost time on product development that I could have been doing on something else by dealing with some of the paperwork. There's also something you have to build where the marketplace can automatically
Okay.
onboard your system. So you have to build some infrastructure to let the marketplace buy and onboard and stuff automatically. So there's some definitely engineering time lost where we could have been working on something else.
Yeah.
The I would say one thing I've realized as being a startup founder is that you can build the perfect product, but it's very hard. It's still, you got to sell it. So, if nobody knows that you have a perfect product, then they're not going to onboard to the perfect.
Yes. Exactly.
And most of our products probably aren't perfect. So the sales thing is really important. Focus on focus on selling direct, and then figure out like, and finding what channels might actually work, and maybe not dipping your toe into these more involved channels until or you have somebody that's giving you good advice that says, actually, this channel will be great for you because of these reasons, and this
Yeah.
investment is worth it. Like if I would have maybe talked to another founder who's gone through it and asked these questions, maybe I would have made a different decision up front and done it just a bit later.
Yeah. Do you think because obviously we talked about time you could have, I mean, you talked just now about like the learning speed, like learning where to sell, how to sell, like how do we distribute a great product, basically. So you kind of the cost is you lose a little bit of that. Do you think you also lost an option for traction? I guess what which loss hurts the most? Cycle of maybe learning or getting some traction, maybe the cash that is then spent on developing the product and features that are required. What loss hurts the most?
I mean, at that point, we already had enough clients to where we were profitable at that point, so we weren't necessarily hurting the most on the cash out. It wasn't awesome. Like, obviously, we would have rather had that
Yeah.
around, and nobody wants $20,000 or whatever locked up in where you can't touch it. But so I think it was more just opportunity cost of if we're not doing this, what else could we have done? And it's almost impossible to say if it would have made any difference or not to work on something else at that point. But certainly, we know that for the initial phase, the
Yeah.
AWS partnership maybe gave us some credibility with clients, but it didn't necessarily close sales and close new sales. So, but I think that like now that we're talking with some bigger partners, we're already in the marketplace, and actually we met them at the AWS marketplace partner marketplace events. So we are getting some introductions to bigger partners that are willing to work with us, which is good. So there are benefits, there are drawbacks. I think it's definitely a timing thing.
Yeah. And I
You
guess
go,
your business would have matured over the last 2.5 years. Your
yes.
product got stronger, the positioning's got stronger, your messaging's got stronger. So now being at an AWS partner event and you run into a large enterprise, you can actually manage that deal quite well now.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly right. I mean, early on, when we were that early, our product was an idea. We had some stuff built, it worked, but didn't evolve into like the thing that it is today yet. And even today, we're still tuning it a bit, on specific types of product market fit and stuff like that. So, and how to sell it the best. Like our product, selling it to the end user maybe is a little bit harder. So going through the partners and the channels actually might be easier. So we're exploring that more heavily now, and that's where the AWS partnership will be much better for us for sure.
Yeah, for
But we
sure.
didn't explore that so much upfront. Also because upfront, early on, you want to sell direct so you can understand your customers better.
Yeah, yeah, you need to.